My friend, listen to me carefully. You are not alone. No matter how dark the road may seem, no matter how heavy the burdens on your shoulders, there is a presence walking with you. There is a divine force moving ahead of you, clearing obstacles, whispering guidance and protecting you in ways you cannot see. These are the signs, the 7 clear signs that angels are following you. 1. You keep escaping danger, that car accident that almost happened but didn't, that sudden change of plans that saved you from disaster, the sickness you should have had but walked away from untouched. This is not luck, this is not coincidence, this is divine protection. When you are covered, no enemy can strike you down. When the angels are assigned to you, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. 2. You feel an unexplainable peace. The storm is raging, the bills are stacking up, the world says panic, but deep inside you feel peace, a calm that makes no sense, a strength that is not your own. That is a sign, that is the presence of heaven surrounding you, guarding your heart, keeping you steady when everything else is shaking. 3. You hear a voice leading you. You were about to make a wrong decision, but something told you to stop. You were walking toward a door that looked good, but something inside you said, "This is not the way." That is wisdom beyond your own understanding. That is guidance from above. The voice that nudges, the voice that whispers, "Turn left, go right, wait, move, listen closely, the angels are speaking." 4. You keep seeing repeating numbers. You keep noticing 111, 444, 777, everywhere you go, on the clock, on receipts, on license plates. You think it's a coincidence. No, it's a message, a reminder that you are on the right path. A sign that heaven's forces are aligned with your journey. Pay attention. Heaven is communicating with you in ways beyond the natural. 5. You feel a sudden urge to pray or worship. Out of nowhere, you feel like lifting your hands. Tears begin to flow for no reason. Your heart starts stirring, and you just want to talk to the Most High. That is not ordinary. That is heaven calling you deeper. That is the presence of angels filling your space, inviting you into divine communion. Do not ignore it. That is where breakthroughs are born. 6. Doors open in impossible ways. You didn't qualify for the job, but you got it anyway. You had no money, but the opportunity still came. People said, "It's over," but suddenly a way was made. This is favor. This is divine intervention. When you walk under the covering of heaven, when the angels go before you, no man, no system, no force can stop what is meant for you. 7. You sense a presence when you're alone. Have you ever been sitting alone, yet you felt someone was there? Have you ever been in a room and felt warmth surround you? My friend, that is not your imagination, that is divine presence. That is the heavenly army assigned to your life. Walking with you, covering you, guiding you, you are never truly alone. Now, what will you do? You have seen the signs, you have felt the presence, you know the truth. The question is, what will you do now? Will you ignore it, or will you step boldly into the destiny that has been prepared for you? Because when heaven is fighting for you, there is nothing on earth that can stop you. Rise up. Walk with faith, move with confidence. You are covered, you are protected, you are never alone. Divine protection is not a theory, it is a reality. There are forces beyond what the human eye can see, forces that work tirelessly to keep you from harm, to shield you from dangers you don't even know exist. So many times we go through life thinking we are just lucky, thinking we just happen to be at the right place at the right time. But what if I told you that nothing is random? What if I told you that the things you call coincidences are actually evidence of divine hands moving on your behalf? You have been protected in ways you can't even imagine. Think about all the times something could have gone terribly wrong, but it didn't. That near car accident that almost took your life, but somehow you swerved just in time. The sickness that should have overtaken you, but somehow you recovered. The decision you almost made that would have led you down a dark path, but something, some force, some unseen hand redirected you. Do you think that was by chance? No, that was divine protection. There are things that happen in the spiritual realm long before they manifest in the physical. There are battles fought on your behalf that you don't even know about. You wake up in the morning, you go about your day, and you don't realize that there was a plan, a setup, an attack against you, but you were covered before it even reached you. You were protected before the danger could even take form. How many times has something inside you told you not to go somewhere, not to take a certain route, not to trust a certain person? That voice, that feeling, that sense of urgency, it was not just intuition, it was divine intervention. When you are covered, no enemy can take you out. When you are protected, no weapon formed against you will prosper. That does not mean the weapons won't form, but it does mean they won't succeed. You may have faced storms, you may have walked through fire, but if you are still here, if you are still breathing, then you are never alone in the battle. Divine protection does not always mean the absence of struggle, but it does mean that no struggle will be able to destroy you. It means that even when the enemy comes in like a flood, there is a shield around you, a force standing between you and destruction. Some people didn't wake up this morning, but you did. Some people were in accidents that took their lives, but you walked away. Some people got sick and never recovered, but you made it through. Do you think that's just luck? There is something greater at work here. The same way a parent would never let their child walk into danger without trying to protect them, the same way a soldier would lay down their life to shield the people they are fighting for, that is the level of protection you are under. You are not walking this life unguarded. You are not moving through this world unprotected. There are battles you will never have to fight because they have already been fought for you. There are dangers you will never have to see because they were removed from your path before you ever got close. Sometimes protection looks like rejection. Sometimes what you thought you lost was actually something that would have destroyed you. That relationship that didn't work out. That opportunity that slipped through your fingers. That door that refused to open. What if it wasn't failure? What if it was protection? What if heaven saw something you didn't see and moved you out of harm's way before you even knew there was a danger? Too many times we cry over things that were never meant for us. We get frustrated over delays, not realizing that what looks like a setback is actually a setup for something greater. You must understand that divine protection does not always look the way you expect. Sometimes it comes in the form of delays, redirections, even disappointments. But if you trust the process, you will see that every closed door was leading you to something better. Have you ever heard of stories where people missed a flight and later that flight crashed? Or people who decided at the last minute not to go somewhere only to find out later that something terrible happened at that location? Those are not just stories. Those are testimonies of divine intervention. You do not see everything, but you are being watched over. You do not know every danger, but you are being shielded from them. Even when you sleep, you are being covered. Think about it. When you sleep, you have no control over what happens around you. You are at your most vulnerable, and yet you wake up every morning. You are protected even when you are unaware. That is divine security. That is a shield that never fails. And what about the unseen attacks, the words spoken against you, the plans made in secret, the attempts to bring you down that never reached you? Do you think you just got lucky? No. There was a covering over you, a hedge of protection that would not allow any evil to touch you. You have no idea how many times you have been spared, how many traps have been set for you that you never even saw because they were destroyed before you arrived. You must walk with confidence, knowing that you are not alone. You must move through life with the assurance that no matter what comes against you, you are covered. That does not mean challenges won't arise, but it does mean that even in the fire, you will not be burned. Even in the flood, you will not be overwhelmed. Even in the valley, you will not be defeated. Divine protection means that no matter what happens, you will come out on the other side stronger, wiser, and victorious. Too many people live in fear, always worried about what might happen, always looking over their shoulder. But when you know you are divinely protected, you walk differently, you speak differently. You don't live in fear because you understand that you are not walking alone. You don't let anxiety rule your life because you know that there are forces greater than any enemy standing between you and destruction. You don't let circumstances shake you because you know that even when things don't make sense, you are still covered. Every time you wake up, that is proof that you are protected. Every time you make it through a situation you thought would break you, that is proof that you are covered. Every time you look back and see how far you've come, that is proof that divine hands have been carrying you all along. You did not make it this far on your own. You did not survive all that you have been through by accident. There was a force, a power, a divine presence that refused to let you fall. Divine protection is not something you have to beg for. It is already assigned to you. You don't have to fight for it. It is already yours. You just have to trust it. Trust that even when you don't see a way is being made. Trust that even when you don't understand why something is happening, it is working for your good. Trust that even when things seem uncertain, you are still under divine covering.